When we're hitting, we want to make sure we're optimizing consistency and speed. This is one big reason why hitting instructors won't teach you to get way back here, get a big leg kick, and slide forward. I could actually get a ton of speed that way. I can actually kill the ball. I've done this for students before. I can light up the bat sensor on it, but we're not taking in the factor of the pitcher. So when we take in the factor of the pitcher, we now understand what we need to have the combination of speed and consistency. I need to be able to swing really, really fast, but also hit really, really good pitching. So how do we do this? One of the main keys for that is making sure we are getting into the proper loaded position. And the number one checkpoint is making sure those hands stay in front of the vertical toe line. You've heard me talk about this if you followed the Pro Speed Baseball hitting system for any amount of time, that imaginary line that we draw straight up out of the ground, straight out of the back toe. We want to make sure that our hands are staying in front of that line at all times. Now, in today's video, I'm going to go over a really solid method that I've used for a very long time with all my players at every single level of the game that's helped them get into this hand position. But I also want to show you some big league swings as proof of where these hand positions are, because I will tell this to players and they'll see different angles on TV and whatnot and think that players are getting their hands buried behind the toe line. Now, there are some players that will do this, but the top players of all time keep their hands in front of the vertical toe line. It's very rare for a player to be able to bury their hands and hit for a high average and also high power. So what we're going to do, as you're seeing these big league guys on the screen, hands in front of the toe line, hands in front of the toe line. In order to train this, one of the best ways to do this is in the load stride swing drill. This is one of the first drills we do in the Pro Speed Baseball hitting system, where we break the swing down into the load, the stride, and the swing, where we load the hands, we stride the foot, and then we make a swing from there. What we can do by breaking the swing down like this, I can now check my load, my stride, and now I can check to make sure my hands are in front of that toe line, and then also I can make sure my hands are going to the ball from in front of the toe line. So as you can see there, hands were in front, hands go directly to the ball. Now, a cool thing about this is I've done this with a lot of players, like I said, at all different levels. Even when I do this with big league guys, I almost get the same reaction every time. I'll literally will hold the player's hands, make sure they're in the right position, and say, just go forward from there. They go forward, and they can't believe that they hit the ball that good because it doesn't feel very right at first. This is a different feel when you get your hands in front of the toe line for the first time. It doesn't feel like it's going to work, but it will shock you if you make sure your hands are in front of the toe line and they go to the ball from in front of the toe line. So again, one more time, we are just going to, now that we have some visual proofs from lots of big league swings, we can see those hands firing to the ball from in front of the toe line. We're going to make sure we load stride. Hands are there. I'm going to make sure they go forward directly to the ball. And that's going to set us up to take advantage of the optimal speed and consistency of hitting pitches. Now, the major key from this is making sure we're going from that loaded position and getting into the transition position properly. The very next move from this position is vital. Just like you saw all the big league guys, the hands in front of the toe line, they transition to that bat-like position perfectly. Well, I've got a great bonus video. I'm going to show you a lesson, one of our best lessons on how to get into that position properly. And you can check out that lesson very easily by clicking on the iCard that pops up in the preview at the end of this video or in the link in the description below. And when you pair up getting that into that transition from getting your hands firing from in front of the toe line, then you can really start taking advantage of getting the speed and power and hitting great pitching. All right, we'll see you here in that lesson. If you want to hit great, you have to get into the proper bat lag position. Why is this reason we want this? Is because it allows us to maximize our bat speed. So our bat cannot get to its highest speed until it gets 90 degrees to our spine. So if my spine is straight up and down, when this bat gets 90 degrees to my spine, that's when it can reach its maximum velocity. Everything in motion is going to seek 90 degrees to its axis when it maximizes its speed. If the bat gets somewhere in this area soon enough, we can now get into the proper bat lag position to release the bat. Improper bat lag position would be above the most common mistake, where the bat gets up too high, then it tries to get into the position, and by that time it's just too late. So how do we train this position? Well, I've got a beautiful drill that's going to show you exactly how to start getting into this transition position, and it's going to be just as simple as understanding the extension of the bat.